From classic black and white films to today's blockbusters, Hollywood has always had a fascination with age gap romance. For decades, the most common story was the distinguished older man and the vibrant younger woman. Sometimes it was presented as a charming, sophisticated love affair. Other times, especially with a really significant age gap, these films made us question the power dynamics at play. But what's interesting is how the script flips when it's an older woman with a younger man. Those stories are often framed very differently, frequently touching on themes of societal taboo or a woman breaking free from expectations. Whether it's portraying a genuine connection that defies judgment or critiquing the uncomfortable realities, these movies hold up a mirror to our own views on love, age, and power. What's your favorite movie that deals with an age gap? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into film. Let us talk about one of the most wonderfully weird and heartwarming love stories ever put on film, Harold and Maude. Released back in 1971, this movie completely shattered conventions of Harold, a young man from a wealthy family who is morbidly obsessed with death and constantly stages his own elaborate fake suicides to get a rise out of his mother. Then you have Maude, a 79-year-old woman who is an absolute force of nature. She steals cars, attends random funerals for fun, and lives every single day with an infectious, unstoppable joy. They meet, of course, at a funeral and form the most unlikely bond. With a nearly 60-year age gap, their romance is a beautiful, hilarious, and life-affirming story about what it truly means to live. It's a cult classic for a reason. Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for more film history. Ever notice the age gaps in classic Hollywood films? Let's talk about one of the most iconic, the 1963 romantic thriller Charade. When this movie was filmed, the legendary Cary Grant was nearly 60 years old, while his co-star, the incredible Audrey Hepburn, was just 34. That's a 25-year difference. Now, here's the fascinating part. Cary Grant was actually very aware of this gap and felt uncomfortable with the idea of his character pursuing a much younger woman. So he only agreed to the role on one condition. The script had to be rewritten so that Hepburn's character pursued him. This smart move turned what could have been an awkward dynamic into a witty, playful cat-and-mouse game. The film leans into the age difference with clever dialogue, making their on-screen chemistry all the more charming. What do you think of this choice? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more film facts. Have you ever felt completely lost, only to find a connection in the most unexpected place? That's the magic of the 2003 film Lost in Translation. We meet Bob, a middle-aged movie star played by Bill Murray, and Charlotte, a recent college grad played by a young Scarlett Johansson. Both are adrift in the vibrant, overwhelming city of Tokyo, battling jet lag and a deep sense of loneliness in their own lives. Their chance meeting in a quiet hotel bar sparks one of cinema's most beautiful and unconventional friendships. With a 35-year age gap, their bond isn't about physical romance, but about the quiet intimacy of shared understanding. Through late-night conversations, karaoke escapades, and silent moments of just being together, they find a temporary cure for their isolation. It's a film that perfectly captures that bittersweet feeling of a fleeting, meaningful connection that changes you forever. What's your favorite movie about an unlikely friendship? Let us know below and follow for more. Remember the late 90s, when a 69-year-old Sean Connery and a 30-year-old Catherine Zeta-Jones starred in a steamy heist thriller? Well, that was the 1999 film Entrapment, and it was a huge deal. Connery plays a world-class art thief, and Zeta-Jones is the whip-smart insurance agent sent to trap him. What follows is a globe-trotting game of cat and mouse, filled with betrayals, high-tech heists, and a whole lot of romantic tension. The nearly 40-year age gap between the leads was one of the largest in mainstream Hollywood history and definitely got people talking. But their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, especially in that iconic laser grid scene. The film blends suspense, action, and a very unconventional romance into a slick, entertaining package. What are your thoughts on this pairing? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more movie throwbacks. Ever wonder what happens after graduation? when you've got the diploma, but no idea what's next? That's the dilemma facing Benjamin Braddock in the 1967 masterpiece, The Graduate. Fresh out of college, Ben is aimless, anxious, and totally adrift in a sea of adult expectations. Then, the iconic Mrs. Robinson enters the picture. The bored, sophisticated wife of his father's business partner, she decides to make Ben her summer project. Their secret affair becomes a symbol of rebellion against the plastic suburban world they both despise. But things get messy, really messy. When Ben genuinely falls for the one person he absolutely shouldn't, Mrs. Robinson's daughter, Elaine. This film isn't just a seduction story. It's a brilliant, funny, and poignant look at a generation trying to find something real. It's a true classic for a reason. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more film history. Have you ever felt judged for who you love? Let's talk about a classic film that still feels incredibly relevant today. It's Douglas Sirk's 1955 melodrama, All That Heaven Allows. The story follows Carrie Scott, a well-off widow played by the amazing Jane Wyman. She finds unexpected love with her handsome, much younger gardener, Ron Kirby, played by the one and only Rock Hudson. Now, their actual age gap isn't huge, only about 8 years, but in their stuffy, gossipy suburban town, the difference in their age and social class creates a massive scandal. Her children are horrified. Her friends turn their backs on her. And Carrie is forced to choose between her own happiness and society's approval. The film is shot in stunning Technicolor that makes every scene feel like a painting. It's a powerful, emotional story about challenging expectations. If you love a good romance with real substance, you need to watch this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember the feeling of watching Pretty Woman for the first time? It was the ultimate modern fairy tale. We all fell in love with Julia Roberts as the charismatic Vivian Ward and Richard Gere as the suave businessman Edward Lewis. But let's talk about something that was right there on screen: their age difference. When the movie was made, Richard Gere was in his 40s and Julia Roberts was in her early 20s. That's a pretty significant gap. But instead of being a major point of conflict, the film used it to add to their charm. He was the experienced, slightly jaded tycoon, and she was the vibrant, unfiltered force of nature who taught him how to live again. Their chemistry was so undeniable that the age gap just melted away, becoming part of what made their story so captivating and timeless. What do you think? Did the age gap add to the romance? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more movie deep dives. Remember the film that made Carey Mulligan a star? Let's talk about 2009's An Education. Set in early 1960s London, it tells the story of Jenny, a brilliant and ambitious teenager with her sights set firmly on Oxford University. Her world is meticulously planned and, frankly, a bit dull. That is, until she meets David, a charming, sophisticated older man played by Peter Sarsgaard. He sweeps her off her feet, introducing her to a glamorous life of concerts, fine dining, and weekend trips to Paris. It all seems like a dream come true. A far more exciting education than the one she's getting in the classroom. But beneath the polished surface, there's a troubling reality. The film masterfully explores the loss of innocence and the difficult lessons learned outside of school. Carey Mulligan's performance is simply phenomenal. If you love a complex coming-of-age story, you have to watch this one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Remember when Zac Efron was the ultimate high school heartthrob? Well, he's all grown up, and now he's romancing none other than Nicole Kidman in a new Netflix movie. Heard that right? The film is called A Family Affair, and it's a rom-com with a seriously awkward twist. Imagine discovering that your own mom is secretly dating your super famous, demanding, and much younger movie star boss. That's the exact nightmare the main character finds herself in. With an age gap of about 16 years between them, the movie explores the hilarious and complicated dynamics of this unexpected romance. It's a lighthearted take on modern relationships and the chaos that ensues when your family life and work life collide. You've seen it yet? It's streaming right now on Netflix. Let me know what you think of this pairing in the comments. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow for more. Ever wonder which movies push the boundaries of on-screen relationships the most? Let us talk about some of the most frequently mentioned films that sparked major controversy over their age gaps. Of course, the first one that comes to mind for many is Lolita. Both the 1962 original and the 1997 remake are infamous for their subject matter and remain incredibly divisive. Then there's a more unconventional take, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It explores a lifelong love story complicated by one person aging forwards and the other in reverse, creating a constantly shifting dynamic. Another film that generated intense debate is Pretty Baby, which dealt with an extreme age gap and is still highly discussed today for its provocative themes. These films certainly challenge audiences and raise a lot of questions. What are your thoughts on these movies? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into film. Let's talk about one of the most iconic older woman, younger man subplots in rom-com history. I'm Looking at You, Something's Gotta Give from 2003. Now, the main story is about Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson's characters finding love later in life. But we absolutely cannot forget the subplot with Keanu Reeves. He plays her younger, incredibly charming doctor, Julian Mercer, who is completely smitten with her. He sees her for the brilliant, successful, and beautiful woman she is. He's not intimidated by her age or accomplishments. For so many viewers, this was a breath of fresh air. It was a powerful and validating storyline that showed an older woman as the object of desire for a character as famously handsome as Keanu S. It beautifully subverted the norm and remains a celebrated example even today. What are your thoughts on this classic romance? Let me know below and follow for more. From rom-coms to dramas, Hollywood has long been fascinated with the older woman, younger man romance. Let's look at a few fan favorites. Remember the 2009 hit, The Proposal? Sandra Bullock plays a powerhouse boss who ropes her assistant, played by Ryan Reynolds, into a fake marriage. Their 12-year age difference adds a fun dynamic to their evolving relationship. Fast forward to 2024, and we have the idea of You, where Anne Hathaway's character, a 40-year-old single mom, falls for a much younger pop star. Their 16-year gap is central to the story's charm and challenges. And we can't forget a classic like Prime, where Uma Thurman's character navigates a romance with a younger man. With her own therapist, Meryl Streep, unexpectedly caught in the middle. What are your favorite movies with this theme? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Ever notice how Hollywood portrays older women dating younger men? It's a trope that's really evolved over time. Let's look at two iconic examples that show this shift perfectly. First, we have the film that practically created a whole new archetype, 1967's The Graduate. In it, Anne Bancroft's sophisticated Mrs. Robinson seduces a young, confused Dustin Hoffman. Their relationship was portrayed as scandalous, a secret affair that was thrilling but ultimately taboo for its era. Then, fast forward about 30 years to how Stella got her groove back. Angela Bassett plays a successful woman who goes on vacation and finds a genuine, passionate romance with Taye Diggs, who's over a decade younger. Here, the relationship isn't a scandalous secret. It's about Stella reclaiming her happiness and finding love on her own terms. From a taboo affair to an empowering romance, it's fascinating to see how the narrative has changed. What are your favorite on-screen couples with an age gap? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Have you ever been watching a movie and thought, wait, how old is he compared to her? It seems like Hollywood loves pairing its leading men with actresses who are decades younger. From action blockbusters to romantic comedies, it's a pattern that's hard to ignore and often reflects a real bias in the industry. But what about the other way around? An older woman with a younger man. So much rarer to see on screen. Now, it's not always a bad thing. Some films, like The Amazing Lost in Translation, use the age gap to explore deep, touching emotional connections. Others, however, just leave you feeling a little off, sparking debates about realism and power dynamics. What are some of the most glaring examples you've seen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.